Hello, I'm Eunice Faith. Welcome back to my channel. My title today is Forgiveness is the Way to Personal Development. The way God created us, He created us to forgive one another. The way God created us, He created us to love one another. Sometimes when you find it hard to forgive, it's always good to go back to your Creator and ask for grace. If you find that sometimes you may have wronged someone, but you may not be able to forgive, it's good to ask the Lord to search for your heart. And sometimes it's just pride, because the word of God says that God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. So this means that sometimes we struggle because we might find it like, why should I forgive her? She will see that I'm a less person. No, in fact, that is where there is strength. So next time you find it hard to forgive, it's good to go back to your Creator and ask for grace to forgive. Number 2, we can apply the clean heart principle. In Psalm 51, David prayed, "Create in me a clean heart." I remember recently watching a TV show of a man who said that he was born again, he had the Spirit of God, but he could not just love his family the way that he should love. The wife always complained about the marriage. And sometimes when it comes even to friends and the neighbors, he loved them, but loved them partially. So one time he was in prayers and he says that Jesus showed up with his presence and God opened his heart to show him his heart. He says that it was horrible even to look at the heart. He told God, please stop it. And he prayed to Jesus and he said, please create in me a clean heart. That is the time that he says that he had an intimacy and a purity like never before. Even the marriage, the intimacy in the marriage was restored, because he has a show, he has a school where he teaches people on healing concerning marriage. But he says that the moment he started now praying for his heart, he realized that intimacy was restored in marriage. So sometimes somebody doesn't need to go looking for intimacy in other people when you're already married. Sometimes you only need God to restore your intimacy so that you can get to the love that you first had when God brought you together. So number 3 is that we need to know that when we forgive, it's an act of showing love. I want to share Ephesians chapter 3, verse 16 to 20. It says that he will grant you according to the riches of his glory to be strengthened with might through his Spirit in the inner man, that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, that you may be able, being rooted and grounded in love. So this is the will of God. Verse 18 says that you may be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the width, the length, and the depth, and the height, to know the love of Christ, which passeth knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God. So sometimes you need to know that you need the love of God to walk in forgiveness, because love and unforgiveness cannot be compared. Sometimes the pain might be greater, but when you ask God to fill you with this love, you find that the love is greater than the pain and you are able to forgive. The last point I want to share with you is that when you forgive, you find your own peace, and you find your own peace with God. See you next time.